The first 2 episodes of the new Paramount Plus political thriller series The Agency finds Michael Fassbender's Martian in the thick of a potentially catastrophic CIA exposure. Created for American television by Jez and John Henry Butterworth, Edge of Tomorrow, Ford v Ferrari, The Agency is an adaptation of the 2015 critically acclaimed French thriller series The Bureau created by Eric Roquant. Fassbender leads the cast of The Agency alongside Jeffrey Wright, Richard Gere, Catherine Watterson, John Magaro, Sarah Lightfoot-Leon, and Jodie Turner-Smith. Despite its promising source material and ensemble cast, The Agency has received mixed reviews, resulting in a negative Rotten Tomatoes score of 45% after its 2-episode premiere on November 29, 2024. During The Agency Episode 1 The Bends and Episode 2 Wooden Duck, Fassbender's Paul Lewis gets pulled out of a 6-year undercover mission to help locate a missing CIA operative named Coyote who has the potential to reveal several long-term undercover missions in as many as 9 countries. Due to the extreme circumstances, Paul, who's known around the London CIA offices as the celebrated Martian, is brought in by his superiors Henry, Wright, and Bosco, Gere. What happened to Coyote after his DUI arrest? Coyote was not given proper intoxication training because he was sober. Richard Gere's Bosco looking uncertain sitting at a desk in The Agency. As shown in The Agency Episode 1, a CIA operative named Coyote was arrested after driving drunk and causing various damage while undercover in the eastern European country Belarus. After he was arrested and jailed, Coyote soon disappeared, which sparked panic among the CIA as he was aware of valuable intel that could greatly compromise the entire organization. Coyote, who quit drinking, previously said if he was ever drunk, it would likely be because his cover had been blown. After the first 2 episodes of The Agency, Coyote's whereabouts remain unclear. Henry concludes that Coyote had either left the prison undetected or had been intercepted by opposing forces and was being held prisoner, which would be the worst-case scenario for the CIA. Why the CIA tortured their own operative in Russia? They were testing to see if he was a Russian double agent. Jeffrey writes Henry looking serious and standing in front of the CIA logo in The Agency. As Martian gets acquainted with the details surrounding Coyote's disappearance, he gets sidetracked by an undercover Russian operative named Alexei who panics when he learns that his mission may be compromised because Coyote was aware of it. Rather than following protocol, which in this case would have been to stand by, Alexei makes a bold run for it and books a flight to the United States. Martian works quickly to change his flight to make it seem like he is trying to visit his hospitalized brother. After arriving in Poland, Alexei is immediately intercepted by who he believes to be Russian operatives, when in reality they are United States ops who test Alexei to see if he's a double agent. What does Martian mean by wooden duck? Squeeze a wooden duck, it doesn't quack. Michael Fassbender's Martian looking intensely at someone in The Agency. The title of Episode 2 Wooden Duck is a major plot device in The Agency. Martian initially approaches Henry about the prospect of Alexei being a wooden duck and asks for him to be extracted for questioning. Henry and Bosco reluctantly agreed to pull Alexei out of his mission, which was an expensive but necessary move after a psychologist cleared that Alexei was a major risk to the CIA. Martian explains the concept of a wooden duck while Alexei is being interrogated in a shipping container he believes to be in Poland but is actually at the CIA base in London. Martian says to his colleague, "Squeeze a wooden duck, it doesn't quack," meaning that if Alexei doesn't know any Russian intel, he won't reveal it. Why Charlie was ordered to abort his mission in Ukraine. Charlie's Operation Felix was at risk of being compromised. Richard Gere's Bosco looking worried in The Agency. Charlie is the brother-in-law of Henry, who is a field operative on an undercover mission in Ukraine codenamed Felix. During a Zoom call at the end of The Agency Episode 1, Henry reveals that he knows the name of Charlie's operation, which Charlie subtly confirms. Henry doesn't tell Charlie why he knows about Operation Felix, but it's because it's one of the 9 missions that could be compromised due to Coyote's disappearance. In Episode 2, Charlie gets a few messages saying that someone is planning to visit him tonight, which was code for abort mission. Charlie and the 2 other operatives disguised as doctors make a run for it and kill many troops on their way out of the country. Is Alexei really a Russian double agent? Martian's war and peace tactic proved Alexei knows nothing. Jeffrey writes Henry and John Magaro's Owen looking intensely at something in The Agency. Alexei takes a brutal beating by the Russian operatives who accuse him of being an American spy. Alexei does not realize he is being tested and recorded by the CIA to determine whether or not he defected from his service. Martian orchestrates the line of questioning but eventually loses his patience, grabbing a ski mask and interrogating Alexei face to face. Martian finally brings Alexei to breaking point by naming off a list of Russian intelligence officers who are actually characters in Leo Tolstoy's classic novel War and Peace. Because Alexei confirmed some of the War and Peace characters as Russian spies, he and Henry discover that Alexei actually is not a Russian double agent and doesn't have any legitimate Russian intel.